Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's PE chat. I made a quick little movie here describing a lesson I taught last week with my third grade students. So this lesson was designed to address standard 4.11. That's a California standard where students name and locate the major muscles of the body. And in this lesson is the third in a series of 4 lessons. When the students come in, they stand in general space out on the floor. I was lucky enough to be in the multi-purpose room for this lesson, so they're standing out there in general space. And I share with them the what, why, how for the lesson. So what are we learning today? Today we're learning the final 4 muscles of the 11 major muscles. And I'll review why it's important to know the names and locations of the muscles so that you can speak with knowledge and accuracy about your body. And how you know that you've learned, you will be able to name and locate these 11 muscles on your friend who's going to be standing in what I call the muscle kid pose. But anyways, back to the beginning of the lesson. We're learning the names through the muscle Macarena. So I'll do a little bit of that so you can see what it looks like. We've learned it in 3 parts. So day 1, we learned the first 4 muscles. Day 2, the next 3 muscles. And then today's the final. So the muscle Macarena looks a little bit like this. Biceps, triceps, deltoids, trapezius, pectorals, abdominals, latissimus dorsi. Glutes, hamstrings, quads, gastrocnemius. Hey, my muscles. We'll go through this a few times, and before I put the music on, I'll tell them to practice. So the kids are all practicing. I've got the answers. I've got the list of muscles written on the whiteboard, so if they need help, they can look, but I'm encouraging them to do it without looking. So they practice a little bit, I put on the music, we do the muscle Macarena. So next up, typically in a lesson I like to do a fitness activity. In this lesson, they're going to play what I call Muscle Madness Tag. It's a freeze tag game. When they get tagged, they freeze into position where they are identifying or pointing at one of the muscles. So today, their favorite muscle, gluteus maximus, they love. They would point at and stand in the frozen position till a classmate ran by and said gluteus maximus, in which case they'd be free. So the 4 muscles that we're emphasizing today are the ones that they can point to in the game: gluteus maximus, quadriceps, hamstrings, or gastrocnemius. It's muscle madness tag. After that, I have the students work in partners, and I let them choose their partner. I encourage them to get someone who's standing close to them and ask them to please be their partner. So they've got a partner. And they're doing what I call muscle kid. So one of the students stands like so. And the other student is to point at the muscles and identify them. So they would go biceps, triceps, deltoids, trapezius, pectorals, abdominals, latissimus dorsi. And this partner is standing still. Now, if the other one who's naming and locating the muscles makes a mistake and this person knows, they will correct them. But what I also have up on the wall is a poster with all of the muscles identified. So again, if the student identifying the muscle gets stuck, they can look at the answers and they've got it. But again, I encourage them to do it without looking at the poster. So that's called Muscle Kid. Now that's going to turn out later on to be my summative assessment. Right now they're practicing. I'm walking around, I'm seeing who's doing well and who's got it. The students help me with the descriptors. I use 4 levels, which are wow, got it, almost there, and I can't do this yet. So the students help me. A wow would be someone who can name all 11 quickly and accurately. A got it, they can still do all 11, but it takes more time to think and retrieve the answers. But that's a 3. Got it. Almost there, they can get some of the muscles. And I can't do this yet. Can't get anything. So the students help me with those descriptors to explain what success looks like. So that's Muscle Kid. Now what happens up next, they're still working with a partner. I've got this muscle identification sheet that I created, and they play a game where one student will point at muscles, a muscle or muscle group, and the other must identify what it is. I've got all the answers here. This is level 1. They'll take turns going back and forth. Oops, another day when in lesson 4 they don't get the names. So then they're going to repeat this activity and point at the muscles, and the other partner will have to say what it is. So that's muscle identification sheets. The final activity Again, working with the same partner, I've got located all the way around the room 10 or 12 pictures of stretches. And I call this try, think, look. Their instructions are to try the stretch, think about what muscles they're feeling the stretch in, confer with their partner, think about it, and then when they are ready to look at the answer, they flip the sheet over and they can check their thinking with the answers. So they get an immediate feedback on this. So this will take the remainder of the lesson. Now, should they get through with time to spare, then we'll wrap it up with a quick game of everybody's it tag or something like that, just to kind of wrap it up. Finally, I'm going to ask the students when they're sitting down for closure if they can give me an indicator of how they think they're doing with the muscles. Would you be a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1? So they're going to hold up their fingers and let me know how they think it's going. And in this particular class, I've got some students that were, honest with the 3, even some with the 2, saying they needed more time to practice. But that's, in a nutshell, what we did in this lesson.